66th birthday, and I wanted to share some insight with you. Sometimes it drives me nuts. It really drives me nuts that I do these spontaneous things. Here I am this morning, and I think 2 hours earlier, I said, what the hell? I am going to do a live chat to celebrate my 66th birthday and share with you some of my inspirations that I've seen on this life journey. In fact, I had to go and look for my tiara. Check this out. My buddy Lucy, she is someone that I've known since I was 12 years old. So that's a very, very long friendship. Hello, Michelle. And I wanted to say, hey, I got this on. She gave this to me on my 60th birthday. And I have to say, it still fits after 6 years. So let me just share a little bit about my insight on what I have seen. And I hope very, very much you feel free to jump in. I hope that I am live. Feel free to jump in with your insights and your life experiences, because this is something that I want to share with you that I think is really important. Everybody has a life journey. I don't care who you are. It's just a matter, depending on where you are energetically, do you want to go with the flow, or do you resist learning the lessons in your life, on your life path? And everybody comes onto the planet with, I would say assignments. We have inner assignments that we have declared to ourselves we want to learn within a life experience. And see, just one of the things I know that I am supposed to learn on this journey is deep compassion. Some days I'm good at it. Some days I'm not. So what does that mean? Every time I think that I have failed, this is number one, forgiveness. Inner forgiveness, not just forgiving the other person, but can you forgive yourself when you fall down on the job? As much as I love to be saying, I am fully compassionate with everybody in my life, clients, family, children, but I am not 100% on all the time. So I recognize when I am not on, but I'm willing to make corrections. So I have to forgive myself every time I think I have screwed up. You know what? I'll do better tomorrow. All right. That's one thing you need to do, is practice self-forgiveness. Number two, worrying. Worrying is a waste of time. Not only does it rob you your peace of mind, but it steals your inner peace. So what happens a lot of time, the inner squirrel in your head will constantly talk. Hi, Kim. Thank you, honey. Will constantly talk and tell you why you sucked, why you F up. And one of the things that part of self-forgiveness is stop worrying about what other people think. I really want you to empower yourself with becoming your own best friend. Think about how you would treat somebody else. Hi, honey. It's Sifer. Hello, dear. Think about how would you treat yourself if you were your own best friend. In fact, I write a lot about that in my book. Okay, here we go. I'm going to give myself a plug. In my last chapter, I think lesson number 8, how do you become your own best friend? And would you treat yourself the way you would treat your best friend? So always come home to you and cut yourself some slack. So get rid of the self-judgment and the self-criticism instead of focus on what you like about yourself. I know I'm a kick-ass goddess. I recognize that about me. But with all goddesses, we have what we perceive as flaws. Instead of looking at flaws as you suck, what do you want to learn from those flaws? All right? Does that make sense? What do you want to learn from those flaws? Instead of beating yourself up all the time, give yourself a pat instead. I said, you know what? I recognize that about me and I'm willing to do something about it. All right? That's number 2. Number 3, you can't rescue everybody. Oh, in other words, You can't be the one that goes around and say, let me help you, let me help you, let me help you, let me help you against your will. I can help you better than you can help yourself. You can't rescue everyone. When I took on this assignment, when God told me to become a healer, I told him I would do it under one stipulation. Yes, I gave him a stipulation. It's not just a one-way conversation. I told him am willing to do this work if you do not send me everyone on the planet, because not everybody is ready to walk the journey. And I recognize that, and I honor it, and I respect it. Okay? So you do the same thing. All right? Stop. Number 5, stop waiting for something to come. Stop waiting until, let me do this tomorrow. Let me postpone. Let me do it after I retire. Let me do it after the children leave. Let me do it after I graduate from college. You know what? You might not have tomorrow. You only have now. So today, I want you to do something that is different, that will honor your spirit. Like today, it's so funny. I still get nervous doing these live chats, especially that's why I really like to do spontaneous chats, because I don't have time to think about it. But I do like to outline notes so I don't sound like I'm babbling. So this is something I'm doing at the spur of the moment. Okay. I want you not let your thoughts hijack you. What does that mean? By addiction, we think of a certain pattern in our head. Because this is the way our brain has been trained. It's been trained by the way your parents have taught you. It's been trained by your environment. And especially if you're a highly sensitive empath, what happens a lot of time, you take all of those criticisms to heart. So one of the hardest things is learning not to believe everything you think. All right? I think that's the hardest lesson, because once you go into the I suck, I'm not enough, I'm not worthy, you're going to go down that rabbit hole. How do you stop this? A client asked me, how do I stop this negative thought pattern? Your brain is a muscle. That's all it is. By retraining the way you think is, first of all, recognizing. One of the things I always say to clients when they come to see me, if you ask yourself this vital question, how is this thought serving me? Is it elevating my energy, or is it sending me into darkness? If you could distinguish the two, before you know it, you'll be able to come back, what I call in the middle. You'll be able to come back in the center. It might take you decades, because it's taken me a long time. Just a quick story here. When I was in energy medicine school, I learned a lot about my energy personality. My profile is I am a rigid, get that? Rule keeper. What does that mean? I like to follow the rules, and everything has to be very tidy. Every step got to follow the step before. Do you recognize that about yourself? Do you follow steps where all of a sudden, if something falls out of place, you're a mess? You're a mess because it did not fit perfectly in your little world. So learning flexibility is really, really important on this journey, because not everything is going to follow exactly the way you want it. No matter how much you like it to be, it doesn't work out that way. So, number 8, self-kindness. Self-kindness, what does that mean? Well, think about how you're kind to everybody else. What about self-kindness for you? Cut yourself a break. Catch yourself before you spiral down into your darkness. And the more you could break this pattern, you'll be able to come back to the middle quicker and quicker each time. It's probably taken me 15 years of self-conscious thinking and to come back to the middle. I could come back to calmness quicker now. And right now, everybody on the planet is being tested. Everyone. Everyone on the planet is being tested because this COVID has made a mess out of everybody. All right. And I too have to balance that energy every day, and especially the people who I have influence or people who seek my advice. So I got to put my actions before my words, because this is something that I used to tell my children all the time. Words are a dime a dozen. It means I'm sorry, I also swear, so you forgive me. Words are just a dime a dozen, and they're worth jack shit if you do nothing. Absolutely nothing. So be the lighthouse. Lighthouse. Shine your light the best you can every single day. Don't let anyone steal your powers. Or worse, don't give away your powers to somebody else because you think they know better, especially when somebody is trying to intimidate you. Don't give away your powers. How do you do that? I'm going to take a sip. Excuse me. I will have a commercial here, but I have no commercial. Hang on there. I want you to put yourself ahead of the situation and not the other person's needs before yours, right? If you have a strong foundation here and you truly believe what you say about yourself, no one, absolutely no one, right, Michelle? No one can steal your powers, nor will you give them away. Care for yourself the way you would care for your children. It's okay to put yourself first, because if you are not, and I have a feeling most of you are the anchor in your family. If the anchor gets lost or stuck on the bottom of the ocean or the river, where would that leave everybody else? Care for yourself, all right? And next, if you need help, ask for it. Ask for it. There is no shame to ask for help. And if you have a support system, which I pray that you do, my family is really kick-ass. I have my husband who he and I have lived from lifetime to lifetime together. This upcoming year, 2021, we will be celebrating our 50th anniversary. 50. And out of the 50 years, we've been married 40 years. And I always say in this lifetime, because he and I have gone around. He is my very best friend, and I love him a lot. And may you have someone in your life that loves you just as much. But you have to believe you're worthy of that love. And you will attract love, all right? You will attract love. And in my case, what I do, I repel a lot of the darkness. I choose. See, now this is important. I forget where I am in the numbers. You always have a choice. When people tell me they don't have choices, you are lying to yourself. We always have a choice. It's just a matter of you have the courage to execute. All right? Because if you're too busy thinking about what the other person thinks, you have changed, that is not your situation to save them. All right? By doing this work, new people are going to come into your life that's going to match your radiation, your energy vibration. And the people who used to suck or still is sucking the life out of you are going to fade away. And this is part of the journey. In order to grow, you have to expand. And those people who choose, see how I use the word choose, not to stay with you on the journey, that's their personal choice. It's not that it's wrong. It's just that it all depends how much you want to carry with you. Because if they're not ready for the work, it is almost impossible to drag them on their life journey. And that becomes very, very painful. All right. So, one of the things I've learned on this journey, everybody wants to be seen, heard, and valued. Everybody wants to say. But I also learned too, if they're in your life in a very destructive way, you really can say, not now, or this is not right for me. This is called empowerment. When you learn what your needs are and you're willing to live them every single day, to live in your integrity, then you are living your life purpose. Does that all make sense to all of you? You know, feel free to jump in with your thoughts, but this is what I have learned in the 66 years. There's a lot more, and I could go on and on and on. So let's do a recap here. Stop worrying because it's a waste of time. Take a chance. And that's what I've always done, is take chances. In fact, I have no idea what it's like to live in my comfort zone. You can't rescue everybody, no matter how much you try, because some people don't want to be rescued. Stop self-judgment, self-sabotaging, and learn to be your own best friend. Don't wait what might not come, okay? Don't wait, because if I'm blessed to live until I'm 80 years old, that's only 14 years from now. And everybody knows how quickly time goes by. And every day is precious. And gratitude, what are you really grateful for? I'm grateful for all of you for joining me today. And I'm grateful that I had the courage to do this work. When God asked me to do this back in 2006, I was pooping in my pants. I go, who am I to do this? And 14 years later, I'm saying, who am I not to do this? All right? Who are you not to do this, everybody? All right? Be an individual. Instead of moving with the herd, your family herd, your friends herd, be an individual and stand up and stand out. And once you learn how to use your voice, before you know it, you'll be able to use that energy and you're going to shine. Don't let your thoughts hijack you, because most of your thoughts are not true. They're past voices in your head that tells you why you're not worthy. Get rid of that thought. Don't let limited resources stop you from doing what you want to do. Start small. When I started the healing place back in 2006, I just recycled my money. I literally had no money. I started with the shirt on my back. Yeah, I didn't have my tiara back then, but literally I started with the shirt on my back, and I knew that I could do this. I did not take a loan, and all I did was just plan smart. And of course, I was really blessed. I had a backup plan. My husband was very supportive, and he said, go and live your dream. Don't delay it. Live your dream today. Don't be afraid to ask for help, because there are people out there who wants to help you. Use your voice. There's no shame. And I want you to value yourself. Really value yourself and put yourself first. So this is my top, I would say, 13, 14 of what I've learned on this journey so far. And I am planning to learn a lot more lessons in the next 14 years. And I'm just so blessed that I was able to spend this time with you. And I'm gonna sign off right now. And I really want you to think about what I said today. You don't have to follow everything I said, but turn it around and make it right for you. I don't believe anyone should be cut from the same cookie cutter. Make your life your own. Stand up and stand out and shine your light like a lighthouse. All right, honey buns, I thank you for sharing this time. And I'll talk to you on Tuesday when I do my live healing meditation with Robin Bornstein, live Reiki meditation. And we're going to be talking about spirit guides and how to call upon them and not be shy about it. Why not utilize your spiritual team? They're here to help. Have a good day. And I am going to go away right now, and I'm going to finish one of my, yes, I am working. I'm finishing my manual that's going to accompany how to prevent gallstones, kidney stones. And I'm pounding away like crazy. But thank you so much. Be well, be healthy, be safe. Bye-bye.